This incident happened at a BJP rally that was organized by the state's leader of opposition, Suvendu Adhikari. 3 people were crushed to death in the ensuing tragedy. The TMC has already blamed the BJP leader for organizing the event without police permission. But when they reached the court, it looked like the first round was won by Suvendu Adhikari. The Supreme Court today refused to entertain a plea by the West Bengal government to register an F.I.R. in connection to the stampede. Earlier, the Calcutta High Court had issued a stay order saying that no F.I.R.s can be lodged against Suvendu Adhikari without its permission. The Bengal government had approached the top court to modify that order, but as it turns out, the Supreme Court directed the state government to take the matter up with the Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court.
প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে এর জন্য দায়ী কে? পুলিশের অনুমতি না নিয়ে বেআইনি সভা। যদি পুলিশের অনুমতি নেওয়া থাকতো তাহলে সেখানে পুলিশ কর্মীরা থাকতেন, তাহলে এই দুর্ঘটনাটা হয়তো ঘটতো না। কিন্তু শুভেন্দুকে এরম আইন ভাঙার, আইন শৃঙ্খলা নিজের হাতে তুলে নেওয়ার অধিকারটা কে দিচ্ছে?
My guest this evening, Shishir Bajoria from the BJP, and we have Professor Monojit Mondal, he's spokesperson of the TMC. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I know I've kept you waiting. This will be a quick chat, but hopefully a fiery one. It's always interesting to have people from Bengal on this show. Professor Monojit Mondal, the Supreme Court has said what it had to say. Are you ready to now drop the matter? The fact is that the Calcutta High Court has already said there is going to be a blanket stay on FIRs in this case against Suvendu Adhikari. It's exactly what the Supreme Court has said. Is it time for the matter to rest? This is, after all, a tragedy that has played out.
It's amazing. We are not supposed to really comment on the judicial proceedings when it's happening, but I can only quote a line from Shakespeare and say, ironically, Daniel has come to judgment as far as Mr. Shreya Dhoundial is concerned, and nothing else. Look at it, there cannot be any FIR against this man, even if he commits evidently an cognizable offence. This particular event which took place in Asansol without the police permission, without the permission of the fire brigade. Now 3 persons, including I think one minor, was killed. Who takes the responsibility? Someone has to take the blame. And the blame should be prima facie lying with the person concerned, the principal leader who was holding the event. And now when the government is filing an FIR, the judiciary is asking that you have no right to file an FIR. On what basis, sir? We would like to know very humbly, with all due regards. I repeat, I do not really wish to comment on your action, but again, it's not just over activism, it's overreach. You are directly interfering with the law and order of the state or the function of the police. Well, the FIR is a prima facie evidence, Shreya, but for God's sake, we all know FIR is just the prima facie evidence to roll the investigation. FIR doesn't guarantee that Suvendu Adhikari will be immediately arrested. So even the government can't investigate into this when 3 people were killed. Okay. Government is not to investigate. Okay. It's amazing. I repeat, Shishir I can only say Daniel has come to judgment.
Okay. Okay, Shishir Bajoria, 3 people died. The fact is that whatever the political fight may be, 3 people died. Who do we hold accountable? The person who had organized, the main organizer, the distributor of the blankets, was Suvendu Adhikari, right? Now, if an FIR has to be registered in the death of 3 people post a stampede, I mean, in this country, how will these 3 people get justice if there is not even an FIR that is filed?
Shreya, let me straight answer the question, who takes the blame? And in fact, this is the question raised by my friend, Professor Mondal. Who takes the blame? Before him, you showed a clip of the General Secretary of Trinamool Congress. He has been making statements after statements without knowing the facts, or he's fudging the facts. I'm using the words fudging the facts. Because on the 3rd of December, a letter was sent to the police, number 1. Number 2, the police were there. They are trying to hide this fact. The police were there. In fact, the CP is the most culpable person for dereliction of duty. You know why? He himself has made a statement. I'm quoting from what the CP has said. The CP said, first he said no prior permission was sought. Lie. Second, the program was attended by LOP, so he knows that it was there. Third, he says, but the incidents took place after the LOP left. You see what happened? Moment LOP left, all the police went. I want to make only one point. LOP is a Z category. His additional police detail leaving is fine. But why will all the police leave? That means it was pre-planned. LOP comes, starts the distribution, goes, police leaves, additional goons, antisocials are shoved in, they create a panic, stampede, and unfortunately 3 deaths. And this, according to me, very clear-cut case, LOP, they are talking about LOP, the police commissioner, for dereliction of duty and for peddling lies just to cover up the mood, because this was my Chief Minister, my Honorable Chief Minister, she's also my Chief Minister, says, Sajano Bhatana.
Can I rebut?
Professor Monojit Mondal, that's a very, very serious charge coming from the BJP camp.
Yes,
they are not just accusing the police of lying, they are also accusing the TMC of actually engineering this stampede. That's a very serious charge, and I'm sure Mr. Bajoria hasn't made that charge without having the police permission in written in his hand.
I said somebody engineered it, and the police knew about it. And the police commissioner himself is on record to say.
Okay.
Now it is for him to find out. And while the Supreme Court admits it or does not admit it, sends it to High Court, is the judiciary. But here it seems the TMC spokesperson even attacks the judges in Bengal.
I did not attack the judges in Bengal. The judges are
respond
not
to
really...
that, Mr. Monojit Mondal.
I did not attack the judges, irrespective of fact that judges are not the divine, right? They are not gods in this country. They are not beyond fair criticism. I just quoted a line from Shakespeare, which you'll understand if you read the play. That's besides the point. Look what he's saying. That is the government of West Bengal
Mr.
responsible.
Mondal, I'm not so educated. I do not understand Shakespeare. I understand our constitution.
Please. This is the way you behave inside the studio and even outside.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand Shakespeare, sir.
You don't
There are many people in India who don't.
This is the habit. You create mayhem. This person, Suvendu Adhikari, has been saying for the last 1 month, something is going to happen in December. Some mayhem is going to happen in December.
Professor Mondal has walked into his own trap. It was 14th December, the day he had warned that something will happen. That is why it was enacted on 14th December. Professor Mondal,
it's on your show.
And you walked into it.
Coming up with the story that the police...
Okay, Mr. Bajoria, this is what we'll do.
Into your own trap. Thank you.
And if somebody is responsible, why...
Okay, this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. If this is what we'll do, we will let Mr. Monojit Mondal, just a minute. Please understand that there are viewers across this country who are watching. So this December dhamaka that you're talking about, everyone may not understand. I will let Professor Mondal say what he's saying, and then Mr. Bajoria, you can respond.
Yes. He should be waiting for his turn. They are not patient. They are only looking for dhamakas, whether on the street or inside the studio. What is this? This person has been provoking people for the last 1 month. Something is going to happen specifically between 12 and 14 of December. What happened on 12? One accused was killed in the CBI custody. What happened on 14th? This dhamaka. And who is responsible now? I charge directly Mr. Adhikari. Suvendu Adhikari is responsible for this mayhem in Asansol, and F.I.R. must be filed to know the truth. For God's sake, in this country, there is a law. And when something is happening in a particular event, the first thing that you should be talking about is the organizer, their responsibility. F.I.R. has to be filed against the organizer, led by none other than Suvendu Adhikari. If somebody, someone else is responsible, even for that count, you need an F.I.R. That's the basics of law. If the courts do not understand it, heavens rescue this country from disaster.
Mr. Bajoria, 20 seconds. I have to wrap this show, 20 seconds to you.
Very simple. Professor Mondal says if the courts do not understand the basic, heavens help the country. Mr. Mondal, this country is there, it will stay, it will prosper. I don't know who will help you. Number one. Number two, as far as this December is concerned, December Dhamaka, what shook the entire Trinamool is that there was a charge that they started shivering. Winter has not yet set in, but they started shivering. We will fall, we will be thrown out, we will go, because everybody in Bengal knows their crime. What is their crime? Mounds of cash. What is their crime? People lost their lives just for blankets. Just for blankets. That's the plight of the country, of our state. Sorry, our state of West Bengal, where mounds of cash, 50 crores of cash at one hand, and people stampeding for blankets. That is our state. And that is why they started shivering.
Okay.
This December Dhamaka. That is why they chose 14th of December. Again, I'm repeating my charge. Who brought in those additional people? Why did the cops leave when the LOP left? Why? So it was they knew what is being planned.
Okay, we leave it there. This debate is not ending today or anytime soon. I think it is the courts that will settle the debate. Professor Mondal, completely out of time. Thank you very much. Shishir Bajoria, thank you very much for joining us as well. As I said, the matter is already in the court. Round 1, though, to Suvendu Adhikari. The Supreme Court has upheld the Calcutta High Court's blanket stay on any F.I.R. against him for the moment. Let's see how the story plays out. For the moment, it's a wrap from me. Afrida joins you at the top of 9 with all the big stories of the day. Do stay with us.